I'm Mike Brilla, host of the Inspired Teacher Podcast, a part of the Education Podcast Network, just like the show you're listening to now. Shows on the network are individually owned and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other interesting education podcasts at edupodcastnetwork.com.
Welcome, everybody, to this episode of the Ninth Grade Experience Podcast. You may, if you're watching the video, you are seeing that we're coming live from our basement here at home. We recorded on the snow day that we just had on December 15th. So nice opportunity to catch up with Cole. We haven't had a Cole cast in a couple months, so we've had a lot of stuff going on here. So we're going to catch up with him today. But as always, we like to start at the top of the show, giving you a little background on some stuff. So again, thank you to everybody that's been following us on the TikTok. We're up over 225,000 views. We've been posting some updates on freshman basketball. We have some really good ideas coming up here in the next couple of weeks after the holidays to do some stuff to get us ready for exams. So we're going to reach out to some counselors. We may be doing some stuff here as well, too, right before the holidays. So keep on the lookout. We're going to keep posting stuff all throughout the break every once in a while. So just make sure you're following us there. And thanks to everybody that's been following on the podcast as well. So if you want to get the back episodes or other episodes, you just go to ninthgradeexperience.com and you can see all the different episodes there, all the previous Cole cast and all the other things that we've been doing this year. Hopefully in the new year, we'll be able to get to some more longer episodes with some more of our ninth graders and some flashback episodes too. We have some ideas for some people coming up as we get rolling through the school year here, but we're going to check in with Cole today because obviously he's here. So we have a great opportunity to record the newest Cole cast today. So Cole, how's it been going?
It's been going good. We're starting strong in the second marking period.
So we haven't spoken since about the end of September, I think. Yeah. I think we were going to record one in October and then you were sick. And then we were kind of waiting till the end of November to kind of catch up. So how has it been going as, your ninth grade year has been going basically from the end of September to now? So what's been going on?
It's been good. I mean, I'm still taking all the same classes. Nothing's really switched. I started gym class, which that's not really that exciting, but I did do that. It's mainly stayed the same though. Like there's no really big changes besides for I'm now taking gym.
So one of the things that we were talking about early in the year on the Colecast was just your transition to high school. So we made it through the first marking period. Your classes were pretty good, but you did run into some little bit of issues with one of your classes, your geometry class. Yeah. We're not going to say what your grade was, but it was not something that you normally get in your classes. So we've been doing some work with that. But what is something you kind of learned about like in this transition to high school that maybe not all these classes were going to be as easy as you thought?
Yeah, it's definitely harder, or it's definitely more just studying rather than actually just like blowing stuff off. So you actually have to like prepare for things. But other than that, nothing much really changed. As long as you pay attention and do all the assignments, you're pretty good.
So what have you been changing? I know we've been doing a little bit more stuff here, kind of catching up on your work, making sure we were keeping up with things. But so when you went through the geometry in the first half or the first quarter, you kind of had a little bit of a rough patch, but then you kind of realized some of the stuff that you needed to do. So what have you been doing to kind of improve and get yourself back on track with geometry?
You got to look over materials regularly, for any class, especially math. I'm taking German, so world language, that's important to look over regularly. And other subjects too, it's important to look over things regularly. But if you just keep looking over stuff, like even if it's just a little bit, like once a day, because it will keep fresh in your brain, so you'll be able to do stuff more.
So you learned a lot through that, through the experience here of kind of going through all that different stuff and really kind of tightening it up a little bit there on the classes. Making sure that you're staying, on top of things. Mm-hmm. So what is a suggestion or what's something that, you had this first quarter of the year, you kind of learned some stuff, like what is some advice or some strategies you can kind of give to other students that may be in your situation now? Also too, like, you realize that to get the grade that you want in that class, you have to work really hard now to get to get that grade for the overall year. So, what are some tips or strategies that maybe you can give to those students?
Yeah, it's just, making sure that you're on top of things, like checking your grades regularly is important too, so you can know if there's like a mistake or you're missing something or something wasn't like given to you in class. Usually teachers put stuff in the grade book before it's actually like graded. So like if you see that like there was an assignment and maybe it wasn't like handed out to you or you were sick that day, you have to make sure that you ask about things like that and make sure that yeah, you're keeping up to date on your grades, making sure you're checking them regularly to see if something like goes bad or something. It's also important to make sure that you know like when your tests are, because obviously you need to plan ahead. You can't just show up to school and there's a test second block and now you have to cram in all this studying during a study hall or another class or whatever. And same with assignments too. You want to make sure that you do all your homework so you're not stuck, trying to finish it during Hornet homeroom or, another class.
So we're now in the near basically to the holiday time here.
Hmm.
So we've kind of had a couple months. So what is it at the school itself? What has been some highlights or some things that have gone on that you've really enjoyed or kind of have stuck out to you as some memorable moments here from, this first part of your freshman year?
Yeah, now that football's over, people go to all the basketball games. That's always fun. We're doing theme day. Well, the theme days right now, people don't really care about, but I think that once we start getting closer, like this week and closer to the holiday, people will start caring about them more. And I think that it'll be fun to kind of see what that entails.
So we've done some door decorating contests. We've done some other contest stuff
Yeah.
in the Hornet homeroom. How do you think I know that's one of the conversations that usually the teachers kind of have
Hmm.
with people. So like, what has been your impression of the Hornet homeroom? I know being mixed in with, all the different grade levels. Some people have said it's been really good. Some people have
Yeah.
said it's been kind of dicey. Like, what's been your impression of Hornet homeroom?
I think Hornet homeroom's fine as it is. I'm with all different types of people. There are people in my class that are freshmen, and then there's also people that are like seniors, juniors, sophomores, everyone in between. So it's nice to kind of see like what the other grade levels think about, because obviously I'm new to the school, but there have obviously been people that have been there for like 3.5 years, and they're telling me things about like classes like, oh, you don't really want to take this class because so and so teacher gives a lot of work or whatever. It's insightful to know like about like all these different things that I really don't know about. And even though my dad works at the school, so he doesn't get to talk to all these people and take all these classes too. So it's nice having people that have taken all different types of like classes to talk to.
Well,
I think.
so one of the things that I know that we talked a lot about in one of the episodes was getting involved.
Hmm.
So what are you involved in?
uh
I know what your answer is, but
I play freshman basketball, so I'm doing that most days after school. And then we have like games probably like at least once a week, but usually it's twice a week, even sometimes 3 times a week. So that's a big commitment too.
so you didn't get involved in any clubs or activities before the basketball season, right?
Yeah.
So we
I
were
was I was looking at some though. All right.
yeah, we were looking, but you never made it to any of them. So maybe in the second half of the year, we'll kind of maybe look for something there. But,
Hmm.
we were trying to get you involved with stuff, but then you were getting all into the training for basketball. We didn't really talk about that much on any of the other ones.
Hmm.
But, you were playing basketball, you were getting ready, you were doing all the open gyms. And we intentionally didn't talk until after the tryouts because we wanted to see if you were going to make it, not make it, whatever was going
Yeah.
on. So you did make it.
Hmm.
So what was that like for you to like kind of go through that tryout process? You had played with the guys all summer.
Yeah.
You had played in the middle school,
Hmm.
but it wasn't like, a guarantee that you were going to make it. So what was
Yeah.
that like as like coming in and competing, against people that are your friends a little bit and
Hmm.
going through that whole process? What was that like tryout process like?
Yeah, because it's obviously different from just playing in a rec team or even a travel team or even the middle schools. It's a higher expectation that now you're playing at the high school and all these different things and legacies, are put onto you. And it's important that like at all levels that you're following what you're told to do, and that, it has an impact on you even this year for next season and the season after that. It has an impact on what you're doing. And yeah.
So yeah, so it's an honor to be a part of the Emmaus basketball program. So far you guys are doing really well. What are you, 3-0?
Yeah.
So 3-0, and they have games. I don't know when this will go live, but they usually play every Tuesday and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes one game at home, one game away.
Yeah.
And they play at 4 o'clock. So they're the opening game of the basketball triple header. So freshman at 4, JV at 5:30, varsity at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Give or take a couple minutes there throughout the day. But so what is it like to kind of walk around school, kind of knowing that you're part of this program, like you've gotten to know some of the guys that are like on the varsity and JV as well too. But like, what is it like to be part of
Yeah.
a program like that at the high school?
Yeah, you're representing, everything you do, you know, and teachers will be aware of that. Teachers will know that, like, you're obviously on the team and you're supposed to be representing the team. And some teachers will like not really make fun of you, but let you know that like you should be on your best behavior in their class and stuff, and that you're not just representing yourself, you're representing the whole program. And that when we come out at 4 o'clock, we're setting the tone for JV, and then that's setting the tone for varsity. So it's important that we, come out and play our best.
And what has it been like to kind of form a team? I know you've been, some of the guys you played with at LMMS, some of you played with a while ago, but then you have guys coming in from IRE. Maybe you haven't talked to them as much as in the past, and coming together as one cohesive team. You have guys coming from different schools than even in IRE and LMMS. One student, that's currently at a charter school. So you have lots of different guys coming in trying to come together here to form a team. So what's that process kind of been like?
Yeah, it's because we had multiple people that came from LMS and IRE, and some people didn't play. Some people didn't play in middle school, so I didn't really get to know them. And some people played at IRE, and I played at LMS, so I got to know those guys before. But coming together as a team and not just IRE and LMS, but as Emmaus was important, and that was like the first thing we kind of worked on. And making sure we all trust each other, like we all trust each other to take shots, we all trust each other to dribble the ball and be confident with the ball. So it's important that like trust is really, really important. And I think we all trust each other now and are ready.
So it's one of those things too. We talked about like finding a group of people, and that in this one, the group kind of formed itself by being a part, chosen for the team. So again, kind of making that big school smaller with different, clubs, activities, organizations, having that team bond with the guys there. And some of the guys on your team played a fall sport, so they're used to kind of, they went right from football or cross country. I don't think you have any soccer guys on your team, but
No.
You have those two sports coming right into the next sport, kind of having that, a team mentality, kind of working towards a goal. So it's been really awesome to see you guys, on the court working together. And, these are guys that you've played with since third grade, some of them, all throughout. So it's been kind of interesting to see that, as you've all made it to the high school. So hopefully continued success for the team, and then doing stuff with the other levels as well too, kind of getting out and seeing them. And we are putting some of the game recaps up on the TikTok like we mentioned earlier, so that's kind of been fun, getting the notoriety for the guys out there, the freshman guys that maybe don't, they're not on Service Electric, they're not on RCN, but they're out there getting ready and laying the groundwork for the program. Obviously we get the behind the scenes and we get some of the text and all, but shouting out Coach Hodareski and like kind of the team atmosphere that he's building, and like the accountability and all the stuff there. So like, again, just having that, like having people now in the building that you can kind of go see, kind of have your back, and talk about what that's like, just knowing now that you have some staff as well that are kind of like building those relationships with you as well too, in addition to like Coach Williams and some of the other coaches as well too.
Two of the coaches, Coach Hodareski and Coach Williams, they work at the school, and then Coach Mereski works somewhere else. I don't really know where, but they work at the school, and they're gonna be there for you, but they're also gonna be accountable. Like, if someone's having an issue with you during class, they're gonna let our coaches know, and they're gonna have to like have a talk with us. So it kind of goes both ways, that they're there to help you and guide you, but they're also there to keep you accountable and making sure you're, staying out of trouble and making sure that you're just representing the program the best way you can.
So yeah, so you got a busy winter ahead of you here. We'll get back together for another Colecast maybe near the end of the season. Your season's done usually at the end of, I think it's like the beginning of February or the last couple
second
games.
week of February.
Yep, and there's no state title tournament. Though sometimes you guys play in some sort of like postseason type thing.
Yeah, we might.
But there are, games all throughout January, basketball games that you can go to. Just check out, online for the schedule. And, like we said, freshmen start at 4:00, JV at 5:30, varsity at 7. So you can kind of come out. The freshman games are free.
Yeah, freshman games are free. Then they make you
leave and come back for JV and varsity. So if you're going to come out and support, if you're a freshman and you want to come out and support your friends or, watch what's going on, you can come out to the games right after school, 4:00, and check those out when they're at home. So what else, anything else you're looking forward to here as we kind of, get close to the holiday season here?
Yeah, I'm looking forward towards the holiday break. I'm also looking forward to see, well, I'm not really looking forward to taking midterms, but I'm looking forward to see what that's going to be like, because obviously it would be my first time taking midterms or finals. So it's going to be interesting to see what the open campus is and like how you actually take midterms and stuff. I'm not really excited. I'm just kind of curious.
So those will be things that we'll talk about on the show after the break. And like we said, we'll have maybe some mini episodes, mini clips in, our TikToks, so that with different counselors and different other people in the building that may be able to get some advice on what that's going to look like and some of the things that are going on. So I know I was actually talking to one of the counselors, and it's interesting because not only will you be taking exams for the first time as freshmen, but sophomores will be taking the exams in this format for the first time, and juniors. So we have 3 levels of classes that have not taken an exam like we're taking in January. And even our seniors only took those exams once because the second half of their year was the first year of the COVID shutdown. So a lot of learning curve going on here for that and for the exam. So that stuff's coming up. So before we go, I'm going to ask people around the school this before the break and maybe use it for some videos. So what would you say is the best or a good school-related gift for a 9th grade student?
Best school-related gift?
Yeah, what's something maybe that you didn't have, or something that you think would be a good gift for a 9th grade student?
I think that a portable charger to charge your phone. I feel like a lot of people need to charge their phone all the time during the school day. So I think that would be a good one. And probably pencils, because everyone seems to run out of pencils. Like I'm asking basically like half my teachers if I can borrow a pencil like every single class. So I'm running out of pencils already.
So there you go. So we're going to include that in some other videos as well too. So the first of the 9th grade wish list for gifts for the year. I know it's a little late, so maybe a last minute gift, or maybe you can use a gift card from somewhere if you need to get this. So phone chargers and pencils. So yes. Two ends of the extreme there. So Cole, it's been nice catching up with you down here in the basement. Yep. We just got it all finished up here, so now we can do some more of them down here. But best of luck to you for the basketball season coming up here, and with everything going on. And we'll obviously be looking for everything, and follow those recaps, and get out to a game. The team is looking pretty good so far, so it's fun, entertaining basketball. And so
and don't worry, the varsity game recaps are coming. We just haven't gotten around to going to one of the games and recording it yet.
Yeah, the guy that does the varsity, I'm driving back and forth between all different things, so I'm not at the varsity games, but I promise they will be coming. I know some people were asking for them, so we're going to get them as well, and all the other fun stuff that we're doing between the podcast and there as well too. So thanks a lot for joining us on this episode of the Colecast of the 9th Grade Experience podcast. Remember, for all the episodes previously, you can just go to 9thgradeexperience.com. And Cole, will catch up with you again, and near the end of the basketball season, we'll hear about how exams went.
Yep.
And how the season finished up. So obviously we'll have a nice holiday here, and we'll see you then.
Yep.